Hello friends, hope you all are doing great. In this video, I'll be sharing some kitchen organization ideas. So coming to the countertop, I like to keep minimum things on my countertop because in that way you'll have more space to work on it. At the same time, it's easier to clean your countertop once you're done cooking. So let's see how I have organized my countertop. So as soon as we enter my kitchen, on the right is the kitchen sink. And here I have all my cleaning supplies. Adjacent to the sink, I have a dish rack in which I have my wooden chopping board and also our dinner plates and breakfast plates. And then I have some bowls and some coffee mugs. And these are my two cutlery holders. They are from IKEA. In the smaller one, I have spoons and forks, whereas in the other one, I have spatulas, wooden spoons, and some turners. And then I have a hook here on which I have hung my kitchen scissors and also a whisk. So this is my oil caddy or oil basket in which I store all my oil. So in this bottle I store canola oil, in this one coconut oil, this is olive oil, and in this small glass jar which comes with a brush, I again store canola oil, which comes very handy while making parathas or puran poli, wherein you need to brush oil. And here in the steel pot I have ghee. In this ceramic pot I store salt, and here is my spice rack in which I store all my spice powders, which is right beside my cooking range. So it comes very handy while cooking. Moving on, this is my cooking range. It's a 5-burner higher cooking range which comes with an inbuilt gas oven. On this countertop, I have a steel rack installed on which I have all my daily essentials kept. Actually, this tin sugar does not have the regular white sugar in it, rather it has ground jaggery because my family has given up on white sugar long ago. Beside which I have the tea canister, and then here I have some homemade cardamom powder, behind which is cinnamon powder. And here I have some different types of salts kept. This is table salt, and then black salt which I use in my salads, and then some black pepper. And here I have baking soda and baking powder. And then below the rack I have my mortar and pestle and honey. This is a set of coasters, and then I have my blender, beside which is my kettle, and then I have my fruit basket. So this is all is my countertop. I have tried and kept it as simple as possible. Here I have an open cabinet which we bought from IKEA. So let's see what all I have stored here in this cabinet. So in the first rack I have all my teacups and some more coffee mugs here, so which we use very occasionally. And in the second rack I have all my spice powders, turmeric, chili, cumin powder, coriander powder, and whole cumin. Behind that you can see the first one, there is chocolate chips, then cocoa powder, then white sugar. This is some corn kernels, this is sago, In the last rack, I have some tutti frutti in the first bottle, and then I have some walnuts and almonds, and that's blanched almond. This wooden cabinet is right opposite to my cooking range, and this was bought mainly to accommodate our microwave. So on this, in the first rack, I have kept all my baby food, though my baby has moved on and he's on regular food now. But this baby food is just in case of emergency we feed him. Below which is my microwave, and beside which is the kitchen towel. Adjacent to this is our water dispenser. And about this rack, I will come to it later on. As an extension of our kitchen, we have this room wherein we have placed all our appliances like the fridge, the washing machine and the dishwasher. And here in this trolley, I have all my cleaning supplies. And in the same room, I have my pantry setup. And this stainless steel rack is again from IKEA, and we can adjust the height of the rack according to our convenience. All these canisters are from Home Center, and they're all of different sizes. The minimum is of 1 liter. And if you notice, I have placed all the back row of canisters on a stepper, which is made of thermocol. The main reason why I did so is just to increase the visibility of the canisters and their accessibility. So I have arranged all these canisters based on their category. Say for example, all the lentils together, all the flour items together, and all the pulses together. Let's see them in detail. So here we have the tur dal, chana dal, urad dal. Then I have some idli rava, ground nuts, moong dal, and some roasted gram. And in the next row, I have the flour items like maida, gram flour, rice flour. I've grouped them together. And then I have rava, corn flour, some poha, and this is a kind of masala. Moving on to the bottom row, in the first canister I have some oats, beside which is an empty canister. And then I have some desiccated coconut, icing sugar, brown sugar, and in this container here I have some pasta. This next row of canisters are my favorite ones. So let's see what each of them contain. The first one has Kabuli chana in it, or the chickpeas, and then the whole moong dal in another one, and then black-eyed peas, and then we have whole black urad dal and some rajma. If you notice, I have labeled all the canisters, even a clear canister for that matter. The reason why I have done that is because when you see an empty canister which is labeled, so you immediately know that you have exhausted that particular grocery, and it becomes easier for you to include that particular grocery in your shopping list. Moving on, I have left this rack completely empty, and below that I have stored onions, some shallots, and then potatoes. Moving on to the bottommost rack, here I store rice in this container, beside which is some garlic, and then is my stand mixer. I take this out as and when required and use it. This is another rack in which we store all our extra groceries. So let us see each in detail. So on the first rack, I have placed these two baskets. Ideally, these two contain all kind of sweeteners. So this is granulated sugar, and this is icing sugar. And in this basket, I have jaggery. This box here is empty now, but then I use it to store any miscellaneous items which do not fit into any of the boxes below. Moving on to the next rack, In this box, I have some whole spices stored, which are in excess. And in the box adjacent to it, I have some vermicelli, pasta, Maggi, macaroni, and some lasagna. So if you see, I have again categorized all my grocery and stored here. So it becomes very easy for you to take an inventory of your grocery and make a shopping list. Let's move on to the next rack. Here in this box, I have all my lentils stored, like the urad dal, the chana dal, tur dal, some more tur dal and moong dal. And in the box adjacent to it, I have all my flour items like the plain flour or maida, below which is rice flour. And in the bottommost rack, I have these two baskets. In this basket, I have our very own GRB ghee, behind which is salt, and behind that are two bottles which are empty right now. And in the basket beside it, I have all our Indian masalas. So this is how I have organized my pantry. This is a slide out organizer which I happen to buy from Amazon. So if you see, it has so many bottles in each of the racks, and there are mainly whole spices in them. It easily slides between this cabinet and water dispenser of mine, so I can hide so many bottles in a compact area. So let's see what each of these bottles contain. So this one has chia seeds in it, and then is pumpkin seeds, and then sunflower seeds. I hope I'm getting them right. And then pistachio, and this is some gunpowder or chutney powder, homemade. By the way, friends, all these are repurposed bottles, so you can even do that. Rather than buying some expensive canisters, you can just reuse whatever bottles you get from the store. Next, let's see what's in the next rack. So this is green cardamom and black cardamom, and then is jaifal, I don't know what it's called in English, and then some coriander seeds, and then some cloves, cinnamon stick, and then some fenugreek. In the next rack, in this bottle, I have some fennel seeds, and then some peppercorns, and then some mustard. And here in this jar, I have some dried mint leaves. I have washed the mint thoroughly and then dried them. The reason why I've done this is because no matter how I store mint leaves, they don't last long. I wouldn't take credit for this because this isn't my idea. It's another YouTuber's idea which I happen to watch and implement. And beside it is some onion seeds, and then some carom seeds and nutmeg. And in the bottommost rack, I have some homemade samba powder and homemade rasam powder. And this is again biryani masala which I have homemade. And this is dried fenugreek leaves, and last but not the least is an opened can of ghee. So if you ask me as to if I use all these whole spices, yes, of course I do. Any Indian household for that matter would need all these spices in their kitchen. So do I. So friends, I hope this video was useful to you and you picked some kitchen organization ideas from the way I have organized my kitchen. If you enjoyed watching my video, please do give me a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel, I'm very glad to have you here. Please do not leave without clicking on that subscribe button and the bell icon beside it, so as to stay updated of all the new videos which I post here. Until I see you all the next time, take care. Bye bye.